Yo, what's up, guys? This is Norm from Daily Fantasy Archive. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you enjoy the videos and want to see daily content about DFS. And hit this notification bell button so you're notified every time I upload, so you never miss an upload and you get all the great advice and you see all the great lineups that I've been producing lately. Also, smash the like button. You guys have been showing some crazy support lately. Over 20 likes on the last two videos. Let's hit 20 likes again on this video. Let's keep it up. The support you guys have been showing me is making me work harder and thus produce better lineups, which have been on fire lately. The lines. Last night the lineup was again on fire again. As you can see, some guys right here won. William won. This other guy won on DraftKings. DraftKings lineup hit 32. And the Fanduel lineup, cash and all cash, and then some GPPs with 15.7 was a very good lineup last night. If we had a goal or a point from Joe Thornton, which San Jose Sharks should have won last night, it would have been a lot better lineup. But we'll take it. It was a nice win last night. Anyways, let's get right into tonight's pick. First goal that I'm going to be looking at tonight is Corey Crawford. Has 8.9K. Corey Crawford is in the second highest Vegas odds to win tonight. Chicago is 24-9-3 on the road, on home ice. And Vancouver's 10-21-1 on the road. Chicago has beat Vancouver in the last 4 times they have played them, and Chicago is better in every category besides face-offs than Vancouver. Vancouver is also 0-4 in his last 4 meetings and 2-5 in their last 7 meetings in Chicago. And Corey Crawford is 7-3 in his last 10 games, and he plays way better on home ice. And he won against Vancouver last time he played them. And he also is on a 3-game win streak right now. And Vancouver has also lost the last 6 in a row and is only getting 2.21 goals per game, which is the second worst in the league right now. So, far out Corey Crawford tonight in all formats. He should be an easy win tonight. He's also has the second best goals against average since the All-Star break, so he's been playing on fire. Next goal that I would take a look at if you're not taking Corey Crawford. If you want to switch around players, I'm showing you the lineup. This is a nice player pool, and I'm explaining to you guys, so you want to watch the video fully through so you can understand some good players if you want to change around player. He's in the highest Vegas odds to win tonight. Lightning are 13-3 on the home ice, and Arizona is 10-21-4 on the road. The Lightning are better than Arizona in every category besides discipline, and Arizona is 1-4 in the last 5 meetings, and Arizona is 0-4 in their last 4 meetings against the Atlantic Division. And Vasquez is also averaging 23.80 in his last big 4 favorite games, so it should be a nice lock for him tonight in cash and GPPs. The next goal that I will take a look at will be Jake Allen. He costs 8.8K. Big favorites to win tonight. St. Louis is 18-17-1 on the road, and Colorado is 11-22-2 on home ice. Very bad team. They're the worst team in the league right now. St. Louis is better than Colorado Avalanche in every category besides face-offs. And St. Louis is 4-0 in their last 4 meetings. And Jake Allen plays better on the road, and he's 2-0 against Colorado this season. And Colorado is the worst team in the league, like I said, period before. And I'm pretty sure they will be having a backup goalie in net tonight, so it will be even worse. The first center I'm going to be looking at tonight is Braden Point. I'm locking him in my cash and my GPPs 100% tonight. He's on the first line power play. He's playing the worst defense in the NHL in a 5.5 total game, and he has 5 points in his last 5 games. And Arizona is the 3rd worst team for giving up fantasy points to centers, and he's very cheap. And for his upside, playing on the top lines tonight and the last few nights, and lately he's been on fire. And you definitely want a piece of Nikita Kucherov if you're not taking him tonight. He should easily kill it tonight. Arizona's giving up the most points for his position, so it should be some high upside tonight for Braden Point. The next center that I'm going to be locking in my lineup tonight that I'm showing you guys, and in my cash, is Sidney Crosby. He's on the first line power play in a 6-goal game total. He has 13 points in his last 10 games, and Buffalo's given up 9.8 shots a game to centers. And in his last 2 games against Buffalo, he has a goal, and he takes a lot of shots, so he has a very nice, safe floor for cash games. And Buffalo's on a back-to-back, and they will be tired. And the over is 4-1 in his last 5 meetings, so this should be a nice high-scoring game, so you're going to want a bit of exposure to this Buffalo game, definitely. The next center that I will be looking at, if I'm not taking none of these players, or not taking Sidney Crosby, will be Jack Eichel. He's on the first line power play and a 6-goal game total. He has 13 points in his last 10 games, and he's taken a lot of shots, so he has a nice safe floor. And his only game against the Pens year in this season, he had a goal, and he has 29 points in 25 games on home ice, so he plays a lot better on home ice, and he's a point per game there. A nice cheap player that I would be looking at tonight will be Brian Little. He's on the first line and second line power play and a 6-goal game total. He has 9 points in his last 10 games, and he plays a lot better on home ice. Philly is bottom 5 in the league for giving up fantasy points to centers, and he's averaging 14.88 in his last 14 close games, and doesn't cost that much, so it's a nice, great way to get exposure to this Jets offense on home ice, and exposure to Patrick Laine that you want a piece of because he's been on fire this season. Next center I will be looking at costs a lot tonight. If you want a high exposure to this game and you're not taking Patrick Kane or none of these guys, you're definitely going to want to look at Jonathan Hayes. He's moved up to the first line power play and a 5.5 total game. He has 7 points in his last 10 games, and he's averaging 23.9 in his last 3 blowouts. And Vancouver's the 4th worst team in the league for giving up fantasy points to center, so he has some nice upside tonight. Costs 7.6 tonight. My phone going off my Twitter notifications. Some value plays that I would be looking at on center would be Nick Schmaltz, would be Patrick Berglund. He's on the second line. Sean Couturier has been on fire. I told you guys to take him another night on DraftKings. He went on fire last few games. He's been playing crazy. Adam Lowry, I'm pretty sure he has 5 points in his last 5 games. He's been playing insane. He's very cheap, only costs 3.8K. He gets that power play time, which is the big reason why he's been going off lately. Nick Bodino on another good spot tonight, playing third line tonight, and he's on the power play, second line power play. He should go off again tonight. Some wingers that I will be looking at tonight is Patrick Kane. He costs 8.9K. He's on the second line and first line power play in a 5.5 total game. He has 14 points in his last 10 games with a safe floor as he takes a lot of shots. He has 46 points in 37 home games, more than a point a game, where he plays a lot better. He also has 2 points in his last 2 games against Vancouver this season, and Vancouver's bottom 6 for giving up fantasy points to right wingers. A winger that I'm going to be locking in is Jake Nhl. He's on his first line, second line power play in a 6 total game. Easy way to get exposure to the best offense in the league at a cheap price. He has 3 multi-point games in his last 5 games. He has 10 points in his last 10 games, and he's taking a lot of shots, so safer floor. And in his last games against Buffalo, he scored a goal, and Buffalo's the 3rd worst team in the NHL for giving up fantasy points to right wing, so it's a nice spot for him to hit value or go out tonight, if not have a goal and assist, and really kill it tonight. Another winger that I would be looking at tonight, like I said before, is Kucherov. You're definitely going to have exposure to Kucherov tonight. Excuse me. He's on the first line power play in a 5.5 total game. He has 13 points in his last 10 games and is taking a lot of shots, so it's safer floor. He also has 43 points in 33 home games, so more than a point a game on the year. And he has 75 points in 65 games on the year. Playing insane. He's been on fire. He's really underrated this year. Arizona's given out the most fantasy points to right wingers in the league, so this is definitely the reason why you want to have exposure to Kucherov tonight on home ice. Another winger that I would be looking at tonight would be Tarasenko. He costs 8K. He's on the first line power play. He has 7 points in his last 10, and in his last 2 against Colorado, he has an assist. He's averaging 16.37 in his last 19 favorite games, and he's also averaging 15.56 in his last 5 favorite games. And he takes a lot of shots, so he has a very safe floor and a high upside. Some value plays that I would be looking at is Panic, which is a player I'm going to be locking in tonight. I want a piece of this Chicago team. He's on the first line and the first line power play. And if you want a piece of Taze, it's the easy way to get a piece of Taze. I'm pretty sure he's on the first line. Let me check here now. I think it's the first line, or is it the second line? I'm not sure here now. Because they move around their lines all the time. I'll double check for you guys. Yeah, he's moved to the first line. He's playing with Taze and Hayden on the first line. They moved that whole line up. And another player that I will be looking at Yeah, for value will be John Hayden. Like I just said, one of these guys on this first line, John Hayden has been going off. He has 3 points in 2 games, I'm pretty sure it is. Or 3 points in 3 games since he's joined Colorado. Since he's joined Chicago this year so far. Paul Byron has been the go-to guy. I've been telling you guys to take the last few nights. He's been going off, playing with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. And he's definitely a player you want to take a look at. Lindholm is also, excuse me guys, had to sneeze. Lindholm is a guy I would also be looking at for value. He's on the second line. He's been on fire lately. If you check his current game logs, he's been one of the best players, if not the best players on Carolina last 10 games. He's been playing insane. 2 other players that I will be looking at that I'm going to be locking into my lineup tonight is Jaden Schwartz is the guy I'm going to be locking in. I want a piece of this Tarasenko on his first on power play. Check his game logs. He's been playing very consistent, playing very good hockey against this awful Colorado team. Definitely a good pick to look at tonight. One of my friends messaged me trying to go to the gym. And another player that I will be looking at that I'm going to be locking him in lineups is Panarin. If you're not taking Patrick Kane, you're going to have to take Panarin tonight. He's on the first line, cost 7.1K. He's on the second line, the first line power play in a 5.5 total game. Has 11 points in his last 10. And in his last 2 games against Vancouver, he has a goal. And he's on a 6-game point streak now. He's on fire, guys, right now. And he's also averaging 18.57 in his last 3 blowout games. So that will be my wingers for tonight that I will be looking at. My defense that I'll be looking at tonight is Hedman. Cost 6.4K. He's on the first line power play in a 5.5 total game. Arizona takes a lot of shots and takes a lot of penalties, They're on a back-to-back, and they own the 27th ranked penalty kill in the league. He has 8 points in his last 10, and he plays a lot better on home ice with 34 points in 35 games, almost a point a game. He plays 24 plus minutes a game, and Arizona is bottom 4 for giving up fantasy points to D, so this is a nice spot and a nice matchup for Hedman to go off tonight. The defense that I'm going to be locking in is Dustin Byfuglien. He costs 5.9K. He's on the first line power play in a 6-point total game. He has 9 points in his last 10 games and is taking a lot of shots, so he has a nice safe floor if you check his game log. And he plays a lot better on home ice. And in his only game of the season that he played Philly, he had a goal, and Philly is also bottom 6 for giving up fantasy points for D, so it's a very nice matchup for him again tonight also. Alex Pietrangelo will be another D that I would look at tonight. He's on the first line power play. He has 8 points in his last 10 games and is taking a lot of shots, so a nice safe floor in the cash games. He has a power play goal and assist and 6 shots and 3 blocks in his last 2 games, playing very, very well. And is playing about 26 minutes a game in his last 10 games, so he's getting a lot of ice time. And Colorado is bottom 7 for giving up fantasy points to D end of the year so far this season. Next team that I will be taking a look at, if you're not taking any one of these guys, is Justin Schultz. Pretty much every night that Pittsburgh playing, you want to look at Justin Schultz. He's on the first line power play in a 6-goal game total. Has 8 points in his last 10 games and is taking a lot of shots, so a very safe floor. He also has 30 points in his last 2 games and against Buffalo, so it's a very safe play tonight also. A value plays on defense that I will be looking at tonight, that if you need some cheaper guys, will be Provorov, which is a guy I'm locking in. His 6-goal game total. Provorov has been on fire lately. I told you guys to take him another night. He went off for 30 points. I think this is another night that he could hit 20 to 30 points and have some high upside. He will easily pay out value, I think, tonight in this 6-point total game. Both teams are alpha on defense and giving up a lot of goals a game. Winnipeg's goalie's giving up 3 goals a game plus. Another D that I will be looking at will be Gothenburg. He's very cheap too, only costs 4.6K. And I would also look at Andrew McDonald. He's on the first line. Back again at this game. Jake Dotchin I would also look at. He's on the first line. So has some high upside on second line power play. I'm pretty sure it is too. And Johnny Oduya, I told you guys to look at him the other night. He didn't play, but the night that before that I told you to take him, this guy went off on DraftKings and FanDuel. 3.2K, really cheap. Plays his best hockey in Chicago. Has Stanley Cups there. This guy is a very safe play. And that'll be the lineup for tonight, guys. Make sure you smash the like button. Let's smash 20 likes. Keep up the good support. Makes me want to work harder. And hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Enjoy the video. And hit the bell notification button so you're notified every time I upload. And also follow us on Twitter at DFS_archive. Good luck tonight, guys.